the civil war inside the Republican Party is still going strong, and the anti-Trump wing of the Republican Party got some new allies in the last couple weeks. And those allies are actually some old allies who have decided, you know what, we're not going to sit on the sidelines. We're getting into the war. And those allies are the Republican Party mega donors, and they have chosen the side of the anti-Trump Republicans. What's happening right now is that you have these mega donors going out there and they're pumping a lot of money. They're holding telephone conversations. They're having Zoom calls with the anti-Trump Republicans who actually voted to either impeach him in the House or convict him in the Senate. And they're telling them, according to a report from The Guardian, we're going to take care of you in case he decides to come up with a primary challenger to you. We got your back. We will fund whatever we need to fund to make sure he doesn't have the influence over the Republican Party that he wants to have. Now, that's from The Guardian. Meanwhile, over at Politico, they're reporting that Donald Trump this coming week, so this week, actually has a phone call with some GOP donors himself to talk about funding primary challengers to people like Liz Cheney and Kinzinger and all the ones who voted against Trump. So it's going to be interesting, except for the fact that we know where the donors are going to go. Donors don't chase crazy. Donors can't chase crazy. Do you know why? Because they do have a financial stake in all of this. I mean, I guess if you're talking about like a hedge fund manager that isn't really dependent upon a real customer base, right? Like, you're not like, hey, I'm going to run to the grocery store, then I'm going to stop by my hedge fund managers to pick up a couple things. No. So hedge fund managers, probably Wall Street types, they may be okay. But your average everyday CEO, they have to play it smart. Or else they're going to end up just like Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, being shunned, being, put up there as this crazy figure that nobody can take seriously anymore. They know they have to play it smart, and the smart play for them is to not go out there and give money to these controversial figures who are totally cool with what happened on January 6th. Now, eventually, the landscape is going to change. Some of these Republicans who didn't vote to impeach, they're still going to get plenty of corporate money, because corporations are betting on people forgetting that happened. What they're not going to forget is Donald Trump himself coming in, pushing this primary challenger to an individual like a Liz Cheney, because Liz Cheney voted against Trump. That is going to stay in people's minds. And that is why these donors have to be exceptionally careful, and that is why I don't think Donald Trump is going to be successful with his little crusade to primary all of these individuals. And so, peering a little further into the crystal ball here, what happens if Trump fails? I mean, look, we're less than 2 years away from the midterms at this point. I know that seems like a long time for a lot of people, but trust me, it is right around the corner in political years. So, if Trump goes in and he pushes these primary challengers and they fail, he's done. That's it. That is the end. If he gets 1 or 2 in, he may limp along for another few years. But if he fails across the board, he's done. It will show that this man has absolutely no real influence or impact over the Republican Party, and that he is gone. That's the best case scenario. Personally, I don't care if he rips the Republican Party apart from the inside and we're left with only one party in the United States for the time being. We do need an opposition party, but it doesn't have to be the Republicans. The opposition party could be a Democratic Socialist Party, a Progressive Party, a Labor Party, a Workers' Party, something to the left to pull them that way, the way that they should be going. So if he destroys the Republican Party, if he doesn't destroy it, I'm actually okay, because our politics need to be moving further to the left anyway.